play weights. We just finished playing West End in the Spur game to get in the tournament tonight against #1 Etowah.
So you are able to kind of have a big jump start in each quarter, first 3 quarters, to kind of blow up in the leads. What was the difference there for y'all to grab that big lead?
Well, we just made some shots. I mean, I think offensively we executed pretty good and took good shots. You know, we only had 2 turnovers the first half, which was important. You know, in a game like that where both teams are pretty evenly matched for the most part, you know, turnovers are critical. And that's what I told my guys before the game. I actually just challenged them to relax. You know, make the easy play. Don't do anything beyond what you're capable of doing. That was kind of the theme of the game, is just stick to the game plan and do that. I thought they did very well. We went on some, I think we had 7 or 8 stops in a row, which was critical. We try to have 6 kills throughout a game, you know, 3 stops in a row, 6 different times. When you do that, we pretty much win every time. So that was the 2 things we focused on: turnovers and kills.
For those players, so coach, y'all could talk about what does it mean just to be playing this tournament, first time ever? What does it mean to each of you guys?
Well, it's an honor because, I mean, this is the first one ever, and I'm just thankful y'all letting us play all the tournaments, all the teams, and you know, it's just fun to be out here. It's fun playing.
It's just a great part, like being in the tournament, because like we heard this morning, that's a start of something in history, and it feels good to be a part of that. Whether it's someone just coming in for their freshman year or coming in for their senior year, like it's just important to know that you're making history itself and to help the county out.
I got a question for you, Coach. When you and I talked earlier this morning, you said you guys hadn't touched the ball in 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
I couldn't tell it. You talked a little bit about how you said when you went to eat, after you ate, you go do a walkthrough. Talk us a little bit through what happened after you ate this morning, how you got them back ready after not touching the ball.
Yeah, this morning we watched a little bit of film. We kind of put somewhat of a game plan together. I mean, it's basketball, so everything is, changing throughout the game. We try to work on the ups and downs of the game. It's going to be like that. It's going to be emotional. That's the main thing we focus on, is just maintaining your emotions, and doing what you can do. The shoot around was good, actually. I think we shot better over here than we did at home, but it was good though. We focused on a couple of things. We knew that their tendencies, and we try to, offensively was the main focus. We haven't been shooting the ball well, and today we tried to take good shots, and I think we've done that. Offense is pretty good out there for the most part.
I know another thing I noticed is your press obviously kick-started that league, like you said, get those crucial stops a certain time. You talk us about a little bit about how much you talk about keeping the pressure up on the guys in full court, and how your conditioning has helped you to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. It plays a major factor in our game. We do it. We got a system when we press. We're not just a full court entire game. We have moments when we do it on different shot makes. We press. It's things like that. What was the most important thing I thought was our half court trap press. That was critical time of the game. I mean, anybody can diamond press and put some pressure on the ball, but that half court trap really turned it over. Well, I think we turned them over 6 or 7 times in a row at that half court trap. So that was important, and we matched up well. I mean, for the most part, I thought we defensively was pretty solid.
Going forward, you guys got Etowah next year, correct?
Yep.
What does it look like when you guys, to the players, what does it look like to play somebody like an Etowah? How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, we're always going to be confident. Like, we're not going to go in a game being scared just because they're a bigger school. We're going to go out there and compete and just do our best.
I mean, we just got to go in the same focus as what we did against West End. No matter who you're playing, keep our turnovers low, hit our shots. No matter who you play, I mean, if you have a lot of turnovers, you're not going to beat anybody. I don't care if you're playing a good team or the worst team ever to play basketball. And I just think, like I said, we got to come in focused and just got to be ready to play.
That it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just mention who you have with you, and just kind of give an opening statement from the game.
All right, this is Jeremiah Robertson to my left, and Eli Pierce to my right. We didn't have a very good showing tonight. Not to take anything away from Coosa Christian, they played really well, but our effort, both mentally and physically, was not what we expect out of our kids. We didn't execute in any aspect. They probably had a lot to do with that, but from our standpoint, we didn't communicate very well. We didn't get after it. We didn't do any of the things that what I feel like what I want our trademark to be, and we didn't do those things. And again, I'm not taking anything away from those guys. It's just from our standpoint, we didn't do the things that we're supposed to do to compete in a basketball game.
Well, last time y'all played, y'all came out with a win in double overtime. You know, this time the injuries kind of taking a hit on you guys. Just how much did that play back in this game?
Well, I mean, injuries always, you know, they always play a big role as far as, you know, we're playing a lot of young guys up, but, you know, that when you look to those things as excuses, that's a crutch for us. And, you know, we can lean on that stuff all we want. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that, or it doesn't have as much to do with the fact that we just didn't play as hard as we could possibly play. You know, we're really missing 3 of those guys. Like I was talking to you earlier, you know, I have 2 guys on my team that can drive. So we're really more of a JV team than anything. But, you know, still the effort has to be there regardless of how old you are, regardless of any of those things. The effort has to be there. And it just wasn't there for us tonight. So.
For both players, I mean, I know the result was what you wanted in that playing game, but what does it mean for you guys to be part of this? I mean, it's history in the making. The first time this has happened.
You repeat that?
What does it mean to be a part of this tournament? The first time ever, and get to be a part of it?
I mean, it feels good to be part. We have a bunch of competitive teams, and it gives us a chance to go out and compete.
I don't know. A lot of what he says is true, but we just got to show up and perform and show that we belong.
I don't think, you know, I think it's kind of lost on these guys that, you know, they used to do this, and then it's kind of went away for a long time. And so now when you get this, you know, you get that true county champion of what's going on. You don't have just, you know, well, are we really the best? You get that true champion right now, and you see how you can compete on a stage with everybody. And so it's a good thing, and you know, maybe that's lost on these guys, or maybe they're camera shy. I don't know. That could be that too. But you know, it's a good tournament. I'm glad we're doing it, and you know, I hope it's something that continues year after year.
So, I got one question for Eli. I grew up with your dad, played sports with Dusty all through the years of Etowah. What's it like having him as a mentor and you know, kind of helping you through your career at West End?
He's real tough on me, trying to push me to be the best I can be.
He was a really good athlete, man. I know you're proud to call him dad.
Yes, sir.
It's got to be special to you.
Yes, sir.
I think that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Like, you know, y'all were helping lead us in the game, but they were kind of keeping it close and just kind of staying hanging in there. You kind of feel like it's one of those where you had an opportunity to pull away, but weren't able to kind of do it till late.
Yeah, it seemed like every time we would get a little bit of a lead, we'd get a turnover or 2, or they'd get a key rebound. Then they would be able to make a key 3-pointer, you know, at a time they really needed it. And so they were always able to climb back in it. Credit to Gadsden and their guys. They never quit. They played their guts out the entire time, made some big shots when they needed to. We were just fortunate enough to go on another run right there at the end to kind of put it away. But great job by Gadsden and their coach.
Both players, what does it mean to be able to participate in this tournament? You know, first time ever we're doing this. What's that mean to you guys?
Well, I think it's special because they've talked about it for years and they finally got together, and we're just glad to be able to play and do good.
It's all about setting the trend, like the man said earlier when we was in the lunchroom, and we're starting something that's going to be going on way after we're done playing this.
Coach, I noticed your trap is very effective, and you implemented it certain times. I know you got not going to give away none of your secrets, but is there a certain time in periods in the game you implement that trap on purpose?
Well, you know, a lot of it depends on game situation and personnel, and who we've got in the game, and you know, whether we look winded or if we've got a little energy and life about us. And so, you know, in the second half, it seemed to work a little better. Maybe we chose better times to do it, or whatever. But we went over some things during the timeouts and at halftime that kind of helped us. And so, yeah, no real definite strategy to it. It's just kind of a feel thing, and it really helped us there in the second half. Helped us get that lead.
I also noticed that your length, I thought, gave you the fits. You was able to alter a lot of shots. Mr. Hopper, obviously, and I think that definitely gave you fits. Even you know, when they drive the lane, you can obviously know there's a presence in there. I noticed that you got a little bit about the luxury you have as a coach having that much lane.
Right. Well, we're fortunate enough to have, of course, Jacob in there, and then we've got Dalton Garman that comes off the bench for us, another big guy that can get in there and get his hands up, be a little bit of a rim protector for us. Our guys do a good job. They're unselfish defensively. Like I said earlier, Jacob, I think, took 2 or 3 different times, took a charge today, and you know that helps anytime you take a charge, it helps slow down their offense. It helps them think twice before they get in there. They know when they get in there, they're going to have to stop in front of him, and his length, makes it difficult to get the shot off. But it also has to do with our help defense being able to come over when he does go set up for a charge. We've got to have our other guys play defense, behind him. He's got to trust his teammates to step in there and get the job done too. So.
One last question I'll ask you, Coach. I know you played a lot of guys. You have a lot of depth. I think that definitely plays into this tournament, especially if you're playing two in a day like this. Talk a little bit about your depth and your rotation.
Yeah, that was kind of our plan. We've got a few of our JV guys with us today. They're in a tournament of their own, but it doesn't start until tomorrow. We knew we had 2 games today, so we brought some of them, try to get a few minutes for them at the varsity level, help them in the long run, and be able to rest some of our regular varsity guys, because we know we've got a huge task in front of us tonight with Gadsden City. So, yeah, I think that was key for us too. That group, some of those JV guys were in that group at the end of the first quarter. They kind of made a little run there and got us a 6 or 7 point lead there towards the end of the quarter and did some good things defensively. So I was proud to see that out of them. Makes you feel good about your, coming years.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, Coach, introduce yourself and the 2 players you have with me and a brief description of the game, what you've seen, some of the takeaways from the game.
Sure. My name is Jesse Chandler. This is Joseph Moore, and this is Nick Lewis. And we started off a little bit slow. We were able to pick it up, make it a 1-point game at some point, and started doing some things right. And then we started making some bad decisions after that. And then, they kept playing hard, and that's when the score started to creep away from us. But I was real proud that they jumped out on us a little bit in the beginning. I was real proud that we were able to close the gap on that for a good while and made it a game. But in the end, we made some bad decisions right there in a close game and ended up losing.
This was for the players, both you guys. What does it feel like to play in this inaugural tournament, to have all 10 teams come together in the county and get to play to find out what a true county champion is?
I feel like it's a good opportunity for us to learn and see how teams around us play, and just to get the feeling of how different the games can be.
Just following what he said, it's a good opportunity to learn, have a better our basketball team, have a better our play, and figure out what we got to do to close that ball game.
All right, and you guys jumped out and actually took the lead late in the second half. Y'all went up 1 lead, and then what happened at that point that maybe turned the game? I know they started back pressing and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about that and how to fight back like you did, take the lead there? I thought it was pretty tremendous.
Yeah, we did a very good job once we settled into our press break and what we were needing to do at that point, and that took us by surprise there for a second. I feel like they got a few turnovers off of that, and they capitalized on that with some points. But once we settled down and started doing what we needed to do and made some adjustments, we were able to handle that pretty well.
And Nicholas, I know you're tenacious, man. I noticed you kept fighting. You went to the floor several times, kept fighting, relentless. I really admired the way you played, the way you fought, man. A lot of us over there were talking about it. Can you talk a little bit about the effort or something maybe drives you? Is it knowing you're playing a 5A school, or knowing the tournament? What is it?
Just knowing that our guys at basketball team, we don't give up, and it's just knowing that we got a good group of guys to play with and playing for them, playing for each other. That's what keeps us going. Knowing that if we can close out a ball game, means a lot to us, and winning ball games means a lot.
Deal. And Coach, one last question for you. I know you guys want to get some time off, but you get to play again tomorrow. What's some of the things you're going to do to prepare tomorrow? Maybe get your legs back under and get ready to go.
Right. Tell the players to go home, take care of themselves. Any bruises, anything like that, go home and stretch and be ready to go. We got to fix some things. That's bottom line. We've made some mistakes, and we've got to fix them if we're going to have a chance to come in here and win a ball game. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that on such short notice, playing the very next day. So hopefully we'll be able to do that, get a win tomorrow.
Coach, one of the guys on our show is a Gadsden alum, and he is really pleased with you guys' efforts. You guys kept fighting and very proud. So
that's one good thing I can say about this group. We don't give up, and we're going to play until the buzzer.
I like it, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Teddy started off.
Okay, you just tell us who you got with you and then just give an opening statement from the game.
This is Blake Havian. This is Brock Havian. Two seniors, really big parts of our basketball team. You know, I felt like we got off to a good start, had a good first quarter. And then from there, we kind of had some energy and some mounts and had some shots go in. And for the most part, we were pretty consistent defensively. You know, Post Bluff's a good basketball team. I wouldn't read too much into anything beyond the fact that they're a good basketball team. We got good pieces, really good players, really well coached. And so, you know, we're just thankful that we had the opportunity to compete. We're thankful to move on. I know we'll have a really tough opponent tomorrow. So, but it was just all in all, I was really proud of our guys' effort.
Consistent defensively, man. Y'all were consistent behind the three-point line too. It showed up pouring in from there. I mean, I know y'all usually kind of depend on that shot, you know, for offensively. But talk about that shot for you guys.
What I hadn't seen the stats. How many do we know?
I haven't seen it yet, but man, it has to be a lot.
We've had 2 or 3 games this year where we've made a bunch. We certainly shoot a bunch. So, you know, when you shoot a bunch, a few of them are going to go in. But that it is a big part. We have some good shooters, and it's a big part of you know, from a philosophy standpoint, it's a big part of what we try to do. And so some of these guys, both these guys made a few. So what really happened is our guys did a really good job of driving, jump stopping in the paint, drawing a crowd, and then kicking, finding shooters. And so a few of them went in. So it's good for us. 13, wow. That's the most we've made in a game this year. We've had 2 games where we made 10, but 13 is the most we've made.
For both of you guys, is it something were y'all just kind of feeling it tonight offensively? And how was you feeling before the game and before out there?
I felt good, like every other game. Just we played real well tonight. Yeah, I agree.
What is it like for both of you players to be in this tournament? It's the first time ever. Is this something you guys were looking forward to for this tournament? How did y'all kind of look at it?
I felt like we had something to prove. Being in this tournament, it's a pretty fun tournament. A little chip on our shoulder. What we got to prove here. For sure.
What's a lot for you, Coach?
Yeah, it's anything that'll build excitement for Etowah County basketball. There's good basketball in Etowah County. There's some good teams across the board. You know, some of us get a little bit more coverage and a little bit more attention than others at times, but there's good players, there's good coaches, there's good basketball teams in Etowah County. And so I hope that this is the event where people are going to come over here and buy tickets and sit and watch ball games. So it's definitely been entertaining so far.
All right, Coach, I got a couple of things for you. You guys did an excellent job, especially in the first half on Hayden Wilson. I noticed you was double teaming him, especially when you guys was fronting him and then coming from the backside. Is that something you had to do, is to try to help take as much of him away in the game as you could? If he's looking to win.
We're a bit of an undersized basketball team anyway, so we really have to work hard at post defense. But we just wanted him to play in the crowd. Just want to put as many bodies around him as we could and make him play in the crowd. Biggest thing is boxing him out, make sure he can get off the tree.
That was my next question. I noticed you guys did an excellent job. I can count at least 3 or 4 over the back calls. That's deliberately for boxing out. That's something you had to reach when you're playing an oversized team like this.
Yeah, 2 guys that get a lot of credit are Jordan Grantley and Parker Crass, number 3 and number 42. Those guys are very coachable, hard-working guys. And they did. You know, we talked about that in our walkthrough today. That boxing out was going to be a really big part of the ball game, and those guys did a good job.
One other thing for both you guys, something I noticed the coach got most excited about with the threes is when y'all got defensive pressure and turnovers. That's when you celebrated. Can you guys talk a little bit about what that means to have that much emphasis on defense? Hitting the threes and all is great. We all love watching that. You know, a lot of people love it. But I noticed Coach personally celebrate more when you guys play defensive stop.
That's what our program's doing. Defense. That's what our main focus on every game. And if we're slacking, it's going to be on us. That's just how it works. Defense wins championships. So that's all we got to do.
It travels too. Wherever you go, if you play defense, you're in that game. Coach Noah told us to say congratulations. You guys did an excellent job.
Coach Noah's a fantastic coach.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
How come you didn't complete the alley?
No, but yes, you finally broke the streak. Do they need the mics? They need them. Okay. All right.
Let us hear you. All right.
All right, Coach, first off, introduce yourself, who you got with you, and tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the game.
I'm Coach Dickey from Westbrook Christian, and this is one of my guards, Joseph Gilchrist, and PJ Wells. I thought we did a good job in the first half. Had a good game plan, attacked the inside like we wanted to. Got the ball to our big men inside. Took care of the ball much better in the first half than we did in the second. We kind of let them hang around, but like I told the guys, even when it's ugly, you got to be able to finish. And so that's what we did. I expected a little sloppiness coming out of Christmas, but we did a good job of finishing down the stretch.
One thing I'm glad you mentioned that, 'cause my next question was, you guys had a lot of good chemistry. I can tell this chemistry is not built overnight. You guys move the ball well, you didn't take bad shots, you protect the ball pretty much for the most part of the game. Can you talk a little bit about how you got to that level of chemistry with these guys?
Yeah, well, this is my second year here, and that's one of the things that, coming in that we wanted to establish was a good chemistry amongst players and also being able to move the ball. I've got guys that are almost so unselfish, and that's kind of what we've instilled in them, that sometimes we have to tell them, hey, shoot the ball. I mean, you got a shot, knock it down. And so we do. I think we move the ball well. We take care of it sometimes. Like in the second half, we got a little sloppy with it, but the guys have done a good job. I mean, we have a very coachable group of guys, and so because of that, I mean, they've listened and taken in what we've asked them to do, and so they, like you said, like you see, they move the ball well, and we're able to get some good shots up in the basket.
My last question for both of you guys, players, what is it like knowing that you're part of history? You guys are the first, I'm not just Westbrook team, the first time this tournament's happened, being a part of history. What does that mean for you personally, both each one of you guys?
It's special because we get to know that we're the first, and we'll know forever. We'll be able to tell our kids that maybe they'll play in the tournament.
I feel like it's pretty cool because a lot of people sleep on Westbrook, and we can show them that we're not anybody to doubt or underestimate, and that we can actually play ball, and that's what we're here to do.
Kind of on that thing that you're talking about, people underestimate you guys. You guys might have just given Gadsden City or Stars. You mentioned about that. Does that excite both of you guys as players?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because coaches told us multiple times that it's not about how big the school is. We just keep playing hard. We can do what we know to do and score the way we know to score and stuff like that.
If we play for 4 quarters, we know we can beat anybody.
Coach, for you, what does it mean to be in this tournament? Just 2 years here, not really from around this area, but you know how important it is to have this tournament. What does it mean to you to be part of it?
I mean, it's special. The first thing I heard coming into Westbrook was how awesome it would be to have a tournament like this. And so for it to happen now is extremely special for not only the coaches and the people around this area, but for these guys. I mean, I think it's an exciting thing. All of these teams aren't teams that we play during the season, and so it's exciting to get to step on the floor with teams like Gadsden City potentially, Glencoe, who we didn't see this season, and some of the other schools that we won't see. Just to see them here, to watch them play, and to kind of be able to see, okay, how do we compare with teams in our area? I think is a special thing, and obviously it's one of those. I mean, it's an extremely competitive tournament because you got, from guys who know each other, and being able to compete in a tournament like this, I'm sure is exciting. So we're glad to get that first round win to be able to move on to potentially face a Gadsden City opponent who's going to be tough.
Thanks, Coach.
Good. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Most importantly,
all right, Coach. Could you introduce yourself and who you got with you here?
I'm Coach Jason Gilly with Glencoe Yellow Jackets. This is Caden McCarver. He's one of our seniors. Brock Ondo is another senior for us. Played real well tonight, both of them.
There you go. Could you talk a little bit about the game from your perspective of the game, what went on and everything?
We got out to a slow start. Didn't play very well the first half. I told the guys, basically it felt like we was playing very selfishly and just didn't do what we were supposed to be. And that was the difference in the ball game. Come out the second half, played totally different. And I thought we got better then.
That was one of my next questions. I noticed you ran 5 in, 5 out a lot there. And to me, I noticed in the second half it started taking its toll. They started getting a little bit fatigued. You guys made a run, cut it down, kept scrapping. What does it mean?
I told the guys to. Normally we'll try to press the entire ball game and do that. I really didn't. Just because we haven't really seen them this year, wasn't real sure. Guard play if we could do it and be successful, or if it put us in a bind. You know, after the first half, putting ourselves in a hole the way we did, you know, we had to go back what we do. And, you know, I think it probably would have benefited us if we had started that way. But, you know, lesson learned on my part. I thought the guys came out the second half and played their tails off. So I'll take that.
But for both players, what does it mean for y'all to be a part of this tournament? You know, first time this has happened. Is it special for you guys to be a part of something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great experience for every team, I feel like. So, you know, bring something new, and it's a nice crowd and everything. Yeah, I think we're all having fun.
Same thing that he said. Same thing that he said, but I'm very lucky to be able to be in this tournament right now. I'm very glad.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Comments about the game, and then we'll ask you some questions.
Okay. Well, I think our pressure got to them early. Able to play a lot of kids, which helped us. I think we kind of wore them down. They didn't have, but you know, I think 8 or 9 players. So our pressure got to them, and we pushed the ball up and down the floor, made some baskets early, and kind of stretched that lead out. So that's always good.
Did a lot. I mean, like you said, you got a lot of kids in tonight. Was that the plan from the beginning?
Exactly. Hopefully, you know, I would love to do that every night. You know, when we're playing well like that, I can do that. You know, because you know, I've always tried to ensure that all my kids play, but sometimes it don't work out that way. But if we're playing like that and getting up down the floor, you know, it's fun and the kids enjoy it because they know they're gonna have opportunity to play.
What is the story as far as Trent? Did he come up from JV or okay? Just talk about him and the spark that he gave tonight.
Yeah, he can play. Him and Brady True and also Nana Davis. I pulled those guys up from the JV after Christmas, so they'll help us. All three of them athletic, good kids, and I think they'll be an asset to our team.
Coach, what's the status on Ricky guy?
He's fine. I think he pulled a little muscle in his chest right here, but he should be good to go. You know, we'll try him out, see how he feels tomorrow, and if he can go, he will. If not, you know, we'll sit him down. You know, that's the good thing about having so many kids. You know, they can play. You know, we just try to plug somebody in. You know.
This gentleman sitting to your left right here, Mr. Chris Griffin. I know you had a lot of good things to say about him when we did our interview before the tournament. We noticed, another member of our show noticed how he plays the passing lanes. He's always in the right spot at the right time. You talk about what he means personally to this team.
Exactly. You know, this is the Tasmanian devil is what I call him. He's everywhere, you know, and, you know, people say, man, you know, that little white kid, you know, 5'7" out there with all those studs. I said, just watch him play for a minute. You'll understand why he plays. Hey, he plays hard, man. You know, and I think I was 5'8" my senior year, and I played the same way, so I can understand. You know, he plays with a chip on his shoulder as well as I, so I can understand and respect. You know, he goes out there saying, hey, you know, you're not going to out-hustle me, and that's important, and that's the way he plays every night. You know, and like I said, I'm happy for him because I know the work that he puts in. And it's just good to see kids that work hard and play hard have success, you know, so I'm thrilled for him, and hopefully he'll continue to get better.
I got one last question. It is for Chris. Chris, what does it mean for you to play in this tournament, the inaugural tournament like this for the True County Championship?
It just means a lot. It just makes it where we have a chance to play people we don't normally play.
James, and I was going to ask the same of you in terms of, you know, you get to play a Coosa who normally you would never have scheduled. I mean, let's be honest, you never would have. But to play those kids, and obviously they've played against each other just in rec ball and everything else. What does it mean for them to be able to play those kids that they basically grew up with?
Exactly. You know, and you know, this is a great thing, you know, and hopefully we can continue, and hopefully it'll get better and better and bigger every year. It's great for the community as well as our kids. To be able to compete and have people, a lot of people's at home for Christmas, so they get to come out and see a bunch of nieces and nephews and, all that good stuff, eat Christmas dinner, and then the next day come and watch this tournament. It's a great atmosphere, and I think every night it'll get better and better. I really do. So it's great, and like I said, hopefully we can continue and make it bigger and bigger every year.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
General remarks about the game as far as and then just go from there.
Okay. Well, first I think we were more spectators than we were a basketball team to start the game. I mean, we absolutely came out with stars in our eyes. Call that timeout there 45 seconds into the game because we're basically just watching them play. And that's to be expected. I mean, that's a great team. When you see 15 players roll out there, we're still there mentally. We don't do what we do. We sometimes let them take it to us. But, we knew it was going to be a challenge. It's a great challenge, great little team. I mean, that's a good team we just played. Very good team. We're still young, still very young. We just got to try to use that to get a little bit better.
Just talk about, just in general, of having a tournament like this for the first time ever. I mean, an opportunity for your kids to play a team the caliber of Etowah's or Gadsden cities. What does it mean to the kids to be able to finally play on the same level, if you will?
Oh yeah, I mean that's what we mainly focused on. Like I told them, this is a good chance to play, a Final Four caliber team. And not just a 1A Final Four caliber team. That's a Final Four caliber 5A team right there. So we use it to get better, basically on things we do. They got us completely out of our game, so the kids can learn from that. I mean that's pretty much it. That was going into this. We knew, being the 9th seed in the tournament, we knew exactly what we were up against. If we win the first game, we knew we were getting the best team in the county, in my opinion, or we're getting the #1 seed in the tournament anyway. So we knew exactly what we were in. That's a good opportunity, and yes, for the tournament, it's an amazing chance. The kids were talking before the game. We get to see Glencoe play. We don't go watch them play. We see some teams we've never seen. We've never seen Sardis play, Southside, for instance. So that was good. I mean, I think this is fantastic for Etowah County in general. Basketball, I think it's been great, and today has went excellent. Gadsden City's done a tremendous job.
You often hear, I guess, especially when you have smaller teams like Acusa's playing your larger 5As, you hear the Hoosiers reference.
Yeah.
Was it referenced at all?
Well, no, it wasn't. But it probably should have been. Yeah. Now that you think about it, but no, we kind of looked at it as, we had nothing to lose, and our players, I really challenged them to go out and play relax, really learn. And a game like that, when you're clearly outmatched, we were. You got to be honest, we were. And the thing about it is I was really stressing to them, let's go out, relax, play within yourself, don't try to force anything, stick to the game plan, do what you do. That's all you can do. So we lost that a couple times, but overall, it was a David and Goliath for sure.
How much did fatigue play in having to play a game earlier today?
Huge. I mean, we were absolutely wore out. We really were. And that's some of being off for 5 straight days, 4 straight days playing, through the holiday. We didn't have any practice really the last 4 or 5 days. That's some of it, but yeah, I mean, they run you down. I mean, they play 15 players, and really, you couldn't tell much difference between 1 5 and the other one. They kept shooting the ball so well. They're so good. I mean, they're well coached. They're a great team. But yeah, fatigue played a major factor. 2 key players for us too. They kept saying, "Take me out. I'm wore out." They just kept saying that. They couldn't take much more. So it did play into it for sure.
Coach, I got a question for you. Something I noticed you actually did on the positive side. I think you actually handled their press pretty good, considering I've seen them play up in Plainview of some of these other teams. Considering you guys did do pretty well breaking the press, you talking a little bit about that?
Yeah, we game plan for that. I've seen them play a couple of times, and I knew that's a major part of their game. I mean, they want to turn you over, and that plays into the speed they want to play on. They want to break, they want to get out and run, and obviously they can do that. So I told our guys, we got to kind of slow that pace as much as we can. That was definitely what we do, and you can, pass the ball, take what they give you. It comes back to the first fact, don't do anything beyond what you're capable of doing. You know, and I think we did pretty well against it. Really, they only turned us over a few times in that press. So I thought we handled it pretty well. I don't think we got any points off of it, but we did a pretty good job getting it off into our secondary, so it was pretty good.
It's Mr. Davidson, correct? Can you talk to me about you personally? What does this mean, being able to play in this tournament, the inaugural tournament? What does that mean from a player aspect?
Well, I mean, it's great. Like, I mean, even though we just came off a loss on that last game, I mean, it's still great to know that we went up head-to-head against the #1 team in the county. I mean, yeah, we lost, but I mean, I feel like we played pretty tough and a lot better than what a lot of people expected us to do. And like I said earlier before, I mean, like at the last interview, I said we got to minimize our turnovers and hit our shots, and we just didn't do a lot of that tonight. We did have a lot of stupid turnovers, but that's on all of us as a team. That's not just on an individual player. And I feel like as a team, like I said, we did pretty good, but we just got to rebound and come back for our next game. We can't let this loss affect us.
Talk a little bit about, I guess, the off time. Did it affect you guys a good bit between games, if you will? Because I mean, you guys had what, 5-6 days off, and just did that kind of did your legs feel a little heavy?
I mean, some of us, I think, did really do nothing all the way. There were some of us that actually got out and just played some basketball, just got out and just had some fun over the break. And I mean, and you can tell from some of y'all watching the game, I mean, some people were wore out, some people wasn't. And that's just the fact that we got to work on a mental aspect and a physical aspect when we're outside of the gym and outside the court.
Yeah, it definitely played a factor, especially when you have 7 players. You know, we're down we're down 3 players, so that kind of, we knew that coming in. We had to pull up an 8th grader and another, with Jake. So it was tough. It absolutely played a factor. You know, especially the key guys. You know, the key guys. For us, we don't have 15 guys that can shoot like that. So we got to have 3 or 4 guys really going, and they were struggling. I mean, they really were. I don't know how much the game before. Well, they were amped up for the West End game. You know, they really were. They were looking forward to that game. Deservedly so. I mean, we lost to them earlier in the year, first game of the season. So, a lot of energy went into that game. Mentally and physically, they played hard in that game, played really good. I give it to our guys. They really came out. That could have been a letdown game pretty easily. They played great. They wore out tonight. They were, but I thought, they handled themselves pretty well. I'm proud of it. I really am. And I think we represented, a small private school pretty well.
You guys didn't stop, and I think it's a stepping stone to
absolutely
fight to the very end of the budget.
Yeah, that shows a lot about our team that we kept fighting. I mean, I don't know about what was going on there, but I know, like, for me personally, I can't quit. I was raised not to quit. And I know for the rest of the team, when one person doesn't, other people are going to follow. That's just the way it is. Someone steps up and doesn't quit and keeps going, whether it's 100-0 or 100-100, I mean, whatever, if it's a close game. And if one person keeps going, the rest of them are going to keep going. We just, all as a team, you can't have an individual leader. The whole team has to be leaders.
I think that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Ready?
Yeah. Coach, you just make some opening remarks about the game tonight, please.
And I'm just again excited about this tournament. I think there's been some great basketball here today. Really excited. I thought Sardis played very well, being the second game of the day. I knew eventually they might hit a brick wall. I almost was praying for that brick wall a lot earlier. They were making some shots, and it seemed that we couldn't stop them. But I had brought a few guys with me that made some key, put up some key points and rebounds and assists for me today. Quentin Densmore had 6 assists for me. He's our defensive stopper, but today he was turning his defense into some points by getting assists off of him. My nephew Jalen Huff had 15 points, 10 rebounds. No, that can't be my nephew. That's got to be Demetrius Huff. He's not my nephew. He's my son. No, I'm just kidding. Demetrius Huff. He had 15 points and 10 rebounds. and didn't play a whole lot, but he's effective, and we need him scoring inside for us. He did that for us tonight. My big guys had trouble on the board, but Huff did a really good job of controlling the boards for us tonight. And then Jalen, my nephew, had 16 points, hit some big three-pointers early in the first half to kind of give us a little cushion. And then I think defensively, he and Quentin Dinsmore and that crew really put some pressure, turned up the heat, and got some easy buckets for us. And then D. Pearson, our captain, leading scorer, had 16 points as well. Quiet 16. We're not normally used to him not putting up 20 or 30 points, but tonight he didn't have to. And I think that this was a great game, a great first day for the city. We had a really good turnout, and I'm expecting even greater games on tomorrow.
Coach Huff, I know that early on in the season that you kind of got some spotty play from some of your guys, but to see kind of the wealth spread, I mean, to have 4 guys in double figures and to spread out the scoring, does that kind of put you at ease a little bit?
That's usually Gadsden City basketball. You know, we get a couple of guys with 10 or 12 points, because we get a lot of points on turnovers, and the guys sharing the ball in transition and the scoring. We've been struggling this year in making the right decisions in transition so that we can capitalize when we do turn it over. And a lot of times we turn the ball back over to them, so it negates the effort that we put. But tonight, I think we got a little bit more positivity out of our transition offense. And that's what we're hoping down the road, that we can get a few more guys to carry the load, because if we turn it into a half-court game, they're gonna key on our key players, D. Pearson and Demetrius Huff, and it makes it really tough on them to score.
D, talk about that a little bit as far as getting your guys to contribute, and you know, there for the first part of the season. I mean, let's face it. I mean, you were shouldering the load, and now to see these guys starting to come in and really contribute, how does that make you feel?
It feels pretty good coming in at the end of getting close to the end of the year. I would rather much have them throughout the whole season, but as long as we get it done by the end, that's all that matters. It was a good team win. Good win for us tonight.
Coach, I got a question for you specifically. How does it feel being able to host a tournament and see the city actually come out and support like they have? It's a really nice turnout tonight. That's got to make you feel special being the host here.
It really does. You know, when they reached out to us and asked us what we get on board, we love to go in there and said, could we host it? My administration, Kevin Young and our principal and our athletic director at the time, Lambert, they jumped on it, and man, I'm telling you, it's been first class all the way. And then for the people to come out, I think the media did a real good job of promoting it for us, and so the word is out, and I think tomorrow is really going to be good, and on Friday we're going to have a good show for the county, Gadsden Area Classic champion.
I got a question for each player. I'd like for each one of you to talk about what it means to play in this inaugural tournament, and definitely being the host. I mean, that's a little bit of pressure on you to be hosting it, and then starting the very first one ever. So can you talk a little bit about that for me?
It feels good. It feels good to host it. Just compete in the tournament.
To me, it's an honor. I mean, because when we started something big in years to come, and I'm excited for it. I'm very excited. This is my first year being in the tournament after 3 years of varsity. I think it was a good turnout today, and next year I'll be here to see what's going on.
We made history today.
first tournament I've been a part of. I like made a good team wins, and yeah, had a good day.
And I think to those guys, I saw them at breakfast this morning, and they was just talking to their friends. You know, just they play ball with these guys at the rec. They'll see them on Saturday after the games on Friday, and be playing with them again. And you know, it's got to be big, you know, because they always talking about what they doing, but now they get to see each other, play against each other, and I think that's big. That's huge. And then for the city to come together and to support it for something that I think is going to really last a long time. Adding the girls in next year is just going to make this thing even bigger.
Good. That's it, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Coach, just real quick, I know it's disappointing for you, but it's also a tremendous opportunity you had to play Gadsden City, albeit, you know, you'd already played a game today.
Right.
I know your legs, I could tell towards the end of the game, you guys' legs started coming out. Coach Huff had a lot of good things to say about you guys, especially early on, before your legs went away, about you guys hitting shots and playing with them. Can you talk a little bit about how the fatigue probably played into that second half of that game?
Yeah, well, it never helps. And then coming right off the Christmas break, you know, we didn't practice for 2 or 3 days there. So, you know, you're a little rusty coming out anyway. And then we had to work, you know, pretty hard in that game this morning. We struggled a little bit with some things and had to come on at the end to win that one. So, you know, we had to play guys a little longer than we would have liked to. But, you know, we're not going to use that as an excuse. Coach Huff has an excellent team, and they played their hearts out, and they get after you from one end of the court to the other, put a lot of pressure on you, created a lot of turnovers on our part, and those turnovers were really the difference in the game. We gave them too many of those, and they got some easy buckets off of them. But it's, you know, it's partly due to our mistake, but partly due to their pressure as well.
And another thing I noticed, you guys, you didn't give up. I think you just got a little fatigued. Getting the break, you guys are off tomorrow, correct? And you play
Correct.
Friday.
Yes.
What's it going to be? What's your schedule going to look like as far as getting your team's legs back under?
Probably tomorrow. I told them, you know, we'd let them sleep late and get some rest, and then we'll probably come in around lunchtime, get some shots up, shoot some free throws, maybe shoot a little bit on the shooting machine. We're not going to do a lot of, you know, practice running the floor, that kind of stuff. Just mainly get some shots up and keep us in basketball rhythm, and then come back, you know, Friday, hopefully ready to play.
Everybody's healthy, no injuries.
Yeah, we're in pretty good shape right now. We've got a senior that's been out all year. He hurt his knee in football. You know, we were kind of bragging on him in the locker room there. He's had a great attitude the whole time, but you know, we miss him, of course, but we haven't had him all year. We're hoping he can get cleared here in the next week or two. He goes back to the doctor, but as far as health from these 2 games, everybody's in good shape. They're just tired.
Okay. Coach, I won't hold you. I know you guys are ready to get out of here. I appreciate you coming and sitting in with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.